Hey you guys. Once in a while, I usually feel like, especially whenever I get a new celebrity crush or something, I feel like, I want to do this. So, like, I'm going to, list some of my celebrity crushes. I'm getting a laptop next month, for those of you guys that don't know. So, like, I'll re-upload this, with their pictures, in case, like, there's more than one person typed thingy. So I got a list of like 43 people. I think 43? I'm going to try to get to this list as fast as possible. My iPad is, my phone's at 30%. My iPad's actually like at 26. But like I charged it last night and stuff like that. So I may be doing, so yeah. Or maybe I'll just like use my phone for a while since like I got a few apps on and stuff. And actually, the first celebrity crush is on TV right now. I have no clue on what. Maybe Silence of the Lambs or whatever. So yeah. Plus, that's on Netflix last time I checked. And I might do this in alphabetical order too. Some of these guys are like dead or whatever, but I just like prefer them in their movies. Maybe even sort of like I grew up with them, like saw them on TV once when they were younger, and then just thought they were cute. Hence where there's like a few of the dead ones and like a few of like, I don't know, of how they're 80s, 70s, 60s. I swear to God, there's like a few of each. Like I don't think there's like no 30 or younger type one, but like there's two or something 40s. I lost count for 50s. 60s is probably really high or something. 70s and 80s are probably really high as well. Especially like the 80s. But yeah. So I'm gonna go over like my personal favorites of theirs. Maybe I'll explain their roles. If it's a Stephen King novel, like Doctor Sleep or whatever, I probably won't like mention like their role. Maybe I'll just be like small cameo, yada yada yada, something like that. And I also put possible sequels because like, so I'm a huge Star Wars fan, for example, and Cassie and Andor may see possibly the return of like Galen Erso and Orson Krennic, Ben Mendelsohn, and Mads Mikkelsen. So I just like put Cassie and Andor as well for them just in case. I mean, right. So here goes. Number one, Sir Anthony Hopkins. He's known for being the father of Thor 11, the father of one of the Thunder Gods, Thor. One of my friends on Discord, she loves Tom Hiddleston. She's gonna like kill me or something when she finds out that. And I love Taika Waititi. He did the latest too. Like, he's doing Thor: Love and Thunder currently, I believe. And he did the previous one, Thor Ragnarok, for Disney Plus and stuff. Then you got Westworld. I haven't seen it, but I think it's like Jurassic Park, like where there is a robotic gunslinger though instead of dinosaurs. And I think Anthony's like the John Hammond's like the inventor. I still gotta watch it. One of the other guys on this list is actually in it. Maybe I'll watch the original. There was a Western in like the 60s or whatever with them, that Yul Brynner guy from the Magnificent Seven and stuff. So maybe I'll watch that. Or maybe there's like a book series. But maybe I'll check out the TV series some way. He's known for this version of Dracula that has like Gary Oldman and heavy prosthetics makeup and a great amazing other cast, directed by one of my favorite directors, Francis Ford Coppola. And a few other amazing movies. I think he did Eyes Wide Shut, or is that Kubrick? But most notably The Godfather, and has a great amazing cast, and I think there's like Winona Ryder in there, and a somewhat kind of young Keanu Reeves. And then you got Silence of the Lambs. Well, technically the whole entire Hannibal series. He did like 3 or something, and I haven't seen the movie version of Hannibal, but I've seen the other stuff. I've seen bits and pieces or something of Red Dragon. It was of Manhunter, which would later be remade into this one called Red Dragon in like 2005. Anthony, but a different actor played Hannibal in Manhunter. And like a different actor played the lead character, Will Graham, one of the leads. And I've obviously seen Silence of the Lambs. But I don't think I've seen the movie Hannibal at all. I've seen Hannibal Rising, which is like a prequel to Hannibal, and I've obviously seen the TV series. I'm excited for like what Mads Mikkelsen's gonna do next. Like I know I'm Justice for Johnny, but I'm curious. Like have Justice for Johnny Depp. I'm curious what they're gonna do with Mads. Maybe they'll like spike up his hair to kind of give him the Grindelwald look. I forget of how Johnny looked like at the end of Crimes of Grindelwald. Plus, he apparently filmed one of his scenes, so will he get the money? Will he not? Then you got Ben Mendelsohn. He's known for, I'm not going to say spoilers because this was like 4 years ago or whatever, but getting choked by Vader, threatening Mads Mikkelsen, and setting off one of our historic warriors named Jyn Erso to find the Death Star plans that would later be sent to Leia in a Star Wars movie sort of called Rogue One. Like I mentioned before when I was talking about these guys, he may return in Cassian Andor, who knows, or already shot his scenes. So maybe. Non-spoiler, but spoiler, there was a few name drops in latest 2 episodes of Mandalorian. So it's like, who knows, right? Maybe we could also see a few of those people, or a few of the people from Solo, Enfys Nest, somebody in Cassian Andor. Then you got this film called Vertical Limit. That's a few of my crushes on this list. Like 2 plus Ben, 2 plus Ben. Great Amazing movie, I guess. Kind of one of his Greater Younger movies. Then you got this TV series called Bloodline with him in there, which won him an Emmy, I believe. Really amazing TV show. Spoilers in a way, but there's this guy, his name is, I think it was Noah something. Owen Teague. I thought his name was Noah for some odd reason. And he was Ben Mendelsohn's character named Danny's younger son, and Ben and Owen look alike, so maybe they could even like use Owen Teague as like a younger Krennic if they went like flashback thing. And maybe Mads Mikkelsen's son could be a younger Galen or something. And then you got this horror series based off a Stephen King book called The Outsider. Maybe we'll get another season, like has Cynthia Erivo from Harriet and a few other thingies, and like Jason Bateman, I believe, from Ozark. Really excited to see what they're going to do with the season 2. I don't think I've read the book, but maybe I will. That's usually what I don't do with books nowadays. Like, I'm still deciding. I want to go see the new Dune, the Denis Villeneuve one, but should I or should I not watch the, like, original or read the source material, like the book? Same with some upcoming Mads Mikkelsen thing, which I'm probably going to mention, even though I, like, wrote down 3 or something things for a bunch of these guys. A few of these are going to be repeats of things that I also say, too. Like, a few of my crushes in them, or like a remake that had, like, the other guy in it. Then you got Bruce Greenwood. He's known for... I forget kind of who he was in Doctor Sleep, to be honest. I haven't seen like that in a while. He's known for basically setting Kirk on the right track in J.J. Abrams' rebooted Star Trek, that Chris Pine movie. Like, he knew his father or whatever, and now he took over. He's known for this movie that I believe was a real life thingy that inspired a book called The Sweet Hereafter, based off like a bus crash that happened in Alton, Texas, probably in the 1980s or 90s when the book was also written. Where like I think it was 12 students or something like that got killed, and 1 survived, or everything, and the bus driver survived too. And he's in this film for Netflix as well called Gerald's Game. Is a Stephen King movie, and it's actually directed by Mike Flanagan, the guy that did Doctor Sleep, and I think of this other one, Hush or something, Mike Flanagan also did. Oh, great. Then you got this guy named Burt Lancaster. He's known for being this character named Moonlight Graham, who a young Kevin Costner would meet along with like the help of like James Earl Jones and them to build a baseball field. One of my favorite baseball movies ever, called Field of Dreams. And like 32 years or something before Field of Dreams, in 1957, because Field of Dreams was 1989, Burt Lancaster would be like one of the 3 or whatever versions of Wyatt Earp that we got at the time. Like the first was probably a TV show, or it was Henry Fonda's version of My Darling Clementine. And it has like late great Kirk Douglas and Gunfight at the OK Corral. Which probably should have been like a Clint Eastwood property if you think of this, because the guy that did Clint Eastwood's theme for this Western TV series called Rawhide actually did the Gunfight at the OK Corral theme. And it has like a young Dennis Hopper and a few other people in it. DeForest Kelley from the TV series Star Trek and a few other things. And I think it was like the adult version, like the much older version of Robert De Niro's character in this amazing film called 1900 or 1900. Really great, amazing Italian movie, I believe, with amazing cast, including De Niro, who's on my list. And I just hit myself if you heard a clunk. Oh god. Then you got, I don't know if you guys can like see this. Yeah, I'll turn this on for like when, my lock screen Charles Shaughnessy. He's known for being Mr. Sheffield. Sorry about that. In The Nanny, like there's this girl that has kind of big hair, and she's like, Mr. Sheffield, and she's got like a high-pitched voice like that, and she's kind of annoying. And he's known for being like the over-the-top detective Shane Donovan, and his kind of twin brother Andrew Donovan in this hit series called Days of Our Lives. Maybe he'll return. Like, I forget what the book's supposed to be called. It's called Driven or something. It's probably like Days of Our Lives, like a rivalry of some sort. I forget who the author is. It's gonna be like on a streaming service or something like that. And his character and Charles' new character's actual name is gonna be Andrew Donovan. Maybe not related to, that would actually be funny though, but maybe not like related to his character Shane and Andrew Donovan them. That would be hilarious though, wouldn't it? Like I didn't think we like knew anything really about Andrew Donovan on Days of Our Lives besides like he was an ISA agent that everyone thought that was dead or something. So maybe he had like a secret love child or whatever, which would end up being the character from Driven's thing. That would be funny. Great. Then you got Charlton Heston. He's known for one of the greatest chariot races movies of all time called Ben-Hur. I don't think I've seen it, but I remember it vividly. He was a CGI'd monkey in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, and he was the original astronaut who I think was played by Mark Wahlberg in the remake. He discovered the Planet of the Apes. He's known for this film with like Henry Fonda and a few other people for this film called Midway that would have gotten remade with one of my crushes in it, so why not? And he's known for reading the passage of the Ten Commandments aloud in the mountains. Then you got Christian Slater. He's known for saddling up with Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Emilio Estevez, and a few other people for Young Guns too. He's known for taking over the late great Christian Slater, the late great River Phoenix, because River was supposed to do an interview with Vampire, and then he like died like 2 weeks or something before they were supposed to be filming. And then he like took over, and why not? Because one of my favorite like British actors, he's like one of the last guys on this list, like in the S section at least. Sean Connery. He recently died like a few weeks ago or something. And they were both together in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with late great Alan Rickman from Die Hard, Sir Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Costner. Then you got this guy named Christopher Allport. He's known for this killing snowman type movie called Jack Frost. It's like a horror and a comedy type movie. It's like on YouTube, I think, for like free or whatever with ads. There's this kind of slasher movie called Savage Weekend, which probably like was like a second slasher thingy, but probably not like really popular. Like it did not get a sequel or whatever. And oh my god, you got this movie called To Live and Die in LA with like 4 3 in the bit of my celebrity crushes. I used to have one on William Dafoe, but since I found out that he kills like 3 or something of my crushes in different movies, I don't think I like him anymore. I still think that William Dafoe would be a great Joker, though, if like Matt Reeves ever included the Joker. Oh, great. Then you've got Clint Eastwood. He's known for saying grumpy insults like, "Go ahead, make my day. Do you feel lucky?" Punk, and a bunch of other stuff in this cop type movie series called Dirty Harry. In the other movies, I think I own like 3 or something out of the 5 on like doubles and stuff. Maybe we'll get a prequel one day, like with his son Scott Eastwood, because like he kind of looks like his father. Oh, great. Jackson, save me, my friend. Then you got Escape from Alcatraz, based off of real life events, with one of my crushes named Fred Warden. It's directed, I think, by the guy that did the first Dirty Harry as well. Then you got one of my favorite Clint Eastwood westerns of all time, Unforgiven, one of the saddest, greatest ones ever. Great, amazing cast, well-deserved Oscar, which was, I think, his last one. Up until now, there was like rumors or something that he's going to direct a western, but maybe he'll star in it. Then you got this film called High Plains Drifter. It's sort of like this 1950s or whatever western called Shane. Some of his like cast members from a few movies are in it, including like Geoffrey Lewis from like Every Which Way and Any Which Way Can, Every Which Way But Loose. Then you've got Clint going up to space with like Donald Sutherland fixing a spaceship. There's like 2 or something of my crushes besides Clint in this movie, who I'll get to in a little bit. Oh, great. And great, amazing music, including like I think Frank Sinatra did like Fly Me to the Moon, which was also in there. Then you got David Hasselhoff. I used to love Baywatch all the time. Even just like the theme song, like I feel like I want to go onto like an elliptical or a treadmill to the theme on like repeat just to like do it. Yeah, I used to watch it all the time, but it's like not on anymore unless it comes back on. Because my TV's weird unless it's only like a summer thing and then a nanny comes back on. And he's known for talking to a car named Kid and Knight Rider. Maybe we'll see that again because James Wan, I think it was, is supposed to do a Knight Rider movie. Then you got Dennis Quaid. No offense to Val Kilmer in them, but I don't know why, but I prefer Kevin Costner. No offense to Kurt Russell too, but I prefer Dennis Quaid and Kevin Costner's versions of Wide Open Doc Holiday better. Great, amazing cast. And it told the story a little bit more. Like, I don't think Tombstone, the movie the year before, talked about the Earp's wives, the sisters. So, yeah, even though they weren't a crucial part. Then you got this movie called The Right Stuff. It has like 5 or whatever of these guys on this list in it. I just had to. I'm trying to make myself watch it one day, but I don't think I can. You got the remake version of Footloose with like Julianne Hough from Dancing with the Stars and a few other people. Music by Blake Shelton and a few other people, I think, to like do versions of it. You got this religious film called I Can Only Imagine, really kind of sad emotional story based off this band called Mercy Me. I would highly recommend you read the story. Then you got this film called Midway. It has a bunch of great, amazing cast in it. I don't think I've seen it, but the original, like I said, for Charlton Heston and a bunch of people in it originally. I forget who Dennis is, like the original thing. I'm just getting started, guys. And then you got Donald Sutherland. He's known for this movie based on this TV show that I used to love called MASH. I used to watch it every single day. Maybe like if it's on one day, I'll watch repeats or the movie and like had like a kind of young Robert Duvall and a few other people probably around the time of one of the Godfathers. Yeah. He's in this film called Don't Look Now, kind of really scary type movie. I'm not going to give away spoilers. Like I said beforehand, he goes up with Clint Eastwood in Space Cowboys. He's known for scaring the pants out of me. Technically, I don't know. Because you see, there's this scary Stephen King movie called Salem's Lot. Okay. I'm terrified of the original. And, like, the original guy that actually is on the list that plays Donald Sutherland's character, he scares me. His name's James Mason. I'll get into him a little bit later. But, yeah, I'm terrified to see this version. Maybe I'll watch it one day. Then you got Invasion of the Body Snatchers, another scary horror film where he just, like, points and screams or something like that. Right? And it's, like, Jeff Goldblum and a few other people. Then you got Ed Harris. He probably looks like he's going to be like a flight recruiter or something. Then the upcoming Top Gun 2 Maverick. I think he's the Western robotic gunslinger in the TV series version of Westworld. And he's one of the astronauts that goes up with Dennis Quaid and a few other people in the Right Stuff movie. Then you got Isa Morales. He's known for leading a team of vampires in the TV show adaptation of From Dusk Till Dawn, a famous horror kind of movie directed by Robert Rodriguez. He's Richie Valens, I think, half-brother and, like, drummer best friend in La Bamba with Lou Diamond Phillips in it. And he's known for this Mexican, I think it was like a Mexican cartel-type movie with Jimmy Smits from Star Wars, and Edward James Olmos from, like, Miami Vice in it, called My Family. Or Mia Familia. Then you got Ewan McGregor. Oh, God. Hello there. I should have said the hello there until Kenobi thingy, but you got Dr. Sleep. This is not a spoiler kind of thingy, but it's like set 40 years after the original events of The Shining. You got Moulin Rouge, which I think is a Broadway musical, privately launched like the singing career. I don't know if she sang before, but like of Nicole Kidman. And a great, amazing like cast in general. Then you got Kenobi. I cannot wait to see this teaser trailer concept. I originally reacted to something, but maybe I'll do that like tomorrow, and then my phone's gonna like die soon. And then obviously Star Wars. Ignore that. That was my mom. Igniting his lightsaber. I cannot wait to. Maybe I'll like do a breakdown thingy soon. One of these days. So, like, yeah. Maybe I'll, like, do, like, a reaction / breakdown for the Kenobi teaser whenever when you get it. And, like, I'll give you guys my theories on that, like, who I think. Because I think that there's going to be, like, a strong chance of, like, Yoda. Maybe I'll do, like, a villain thingy, like, speculation thingy. Then you got Fred Ward. He's in this kind of horror movie called Tremors. It's like a horror comedy with like Kevin Bacon and a few other amazing people in it. He's one of the guys, I feel like I said this a million times already, but that goes up with like Ed Harris, Dennis Quaid, and a few other people in The Right Stuff. He's in this really kind of funny movie called Remo Williams. I wish we would have gotten a sequel, but who knows? Maybe they could do an older like version of his character, right? Based off of these comics called the Destroyer series, I believe. There's this film called The Chaos Factor. It's kind of a little bit confusing. And it has one of my like new celebrity crushes in it, so that's why I threw in The Chaos Factor. And he's also with Clint Eastwood and Escape from Alcatraz. Then you got Gregory Peck. He's known for this film that used to scare me to death, The Omen. I used to like watch it every Halloween. I still kind of do sometimes. Oh, God. He's known for both versions of Cape Fear. He was originally this guy named Sam Bowen, I believe, who got stalked by this crazy person played by Robert Mitchum. And then in the reboot that Martin Scorsese did in like 1992 or something like that, he helped the crazy stalker Max Cady instead of go up against him. And there's this film called The Boys from Brazil, which has two other crushes on this celebrity crush list on it. And then To Kill a Mockingbird, one of the greatest books ever told. I think he has a granddaughter or something named after the writer Harper Lee Peck or something. Or maybe like the grandson or something is named Harper or something. Then you got Harrison Ford. He's known for screaming, "I did not kill my wife!" and running away from bad guys, finding out the truth. In The Fugitive, one of my favorite Harrison Ford movies. He's known for screaming, "Get off my planet, Gary Oldman," tracking down the perpetrators, I think speaking Russian at one time in Air Force One. Fun fact, right before I get up to my two other favorite Harrison Ford thingies, but so I think it was probably 1990, maybe even after The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones 3. Harrison Ford, I believe was like in talks to be Alan Grant in Jurassic Park before Sam Neill became him, and apparently, I guess he wanted too much money, but Sean Connery would have been John Hammond. Like, they were like both in talks, I think, around then. But yeah, then you got Indiana Jones. Cannot wait to see what they do. I cannot wait to see when they do it. Because like with this crap going on and stuff like that, maybe they'll have to pull a Lucasfilm like what they're doing with Mandalorian, or what they're doing with Kenobi supposedly. Like, making it look like they're traveling when they're really not traveling type thingy. Like, some kind of green screen looking thingy. For, like, next Indiana Jones, maybe even the next couple of Star Wars movies, because aren't we supposed to go in 2023? I think it's going to be Taika Waititi's, but I'm not too sure, because he's got a pirate show, I forget what that's supposed to be called. I think he's still doing, his Willy Wonka thingies, unless those are both, like, are all ready or whatever. And then, obviously, Thor: Love and Thunder, then, ta-da, maybe. And obviously, I love Star Wars. All the quotes and everything. I cannot wait to see what these next films are going to be about. Cannot wait to see what these next like series are going to be about and stuff like that. Then you got Harvey Keitel. He's known for this really sad movie called The Piano. I don't think I've ever seen The Piano. It won a few Oscars and has one of my crushes named Sam Neill in it. He's known for being like an evil mobster-like thingy that tries to go after Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act. He's loving father in From Dusk Till Dawn that transforms, I think, to a vampire. He chases after Susan Sarandon and this girl named Gina Davis in the famous car chase in Thelma and Louise that features a young Brad Pitt, I think, like his first movie role. And he's known for playing this guy named Jack Crawford, who would send this guy named Will Graham, played by Edward Norton, to go figure out this character named the Tooth Fairy or something, played by Ralph Fiennes in Red Dragon, which would be a remake version of this film in like 1986 called Manhunter, which would like basically lead the way for Silence of the Lambs. Because if you guys watch the movie Red Dragon, somebody mentions a certain girl after Edward Norton's character Will Graham leaves. And it's like, what girl? Duh, it's Clarice Starling, most likely. And then you got this guy named James Cromwell. He sends up Clint Eastwood and Donald Sutherland and James Garner and Tommy Lee Jones in Space Cowboys. I think he's like the farmer or something like that talks to the animals in the movie Babe. I think he was like one of the prison guards in the Stephen King film that I've yet to see with late great Michael Clark Duncan and Tom Hanks in it, The Green Mile. I think he's just a religious priest in like the remake version of Salem's Lot, the one that I refused to watch, the Donald Sutherland one. And there was this film, it was like 1976 or something, called The Longest Yard. And Ed Lotcher was this guy named William Fichtner's character in the reboot, and he had a small cameo as one of James Cromwell's friends. And Burt Reynolds, he was the original character of Adam Sandler. And Burt Reynolds is like a retired football player locked in the prison cell in The Longest Yard. Then you got this guy named James Mason. He's the original guy that scares the pants out of me in Salem's Lot, / the guy that Donald would later replace in the reboot. He's one of the guys in The Boys and Whistle, which I have a crush on. He's, I think, the second version of Norman Maine / like the Jackson Maine that you would later see in like the recent A Star Is Born thingy with Judy Garland. And he's in this film called Lolita about like a middle-aged guy, maybe like 50s or whatever, that hits on like younger women. But yeah. Oh, great. Then you got Joaquin Phoenix. He should have won the Oscar for Walk the Line. But he embodies... I almost said Joker. He embodies Johnny Cash like he did his own singing. Reese Witherspoon was also really great. Yeah. Then again, You Were Never Really Here. It's like the movie Taken, kind of, a little bit. There's also like a book based off of it. And fun fact, if you guys have seen Joker, the kid that plays Batman, like the little younger Bruce Wayne, get it? He actually was flashback versions of Joaquin's character, and you were never really here. Then obviously you got Joker, one of the greatest films of Joaquin Phoenix to ever actually have a Joker kind of calendar. Well, it's a Joaquin Phoenix one. October 4th is the release date of Joker, so like it's like an interview thingy for Joker for the October page, for example. And I wish that maybe we'll get a sequel. Come on, Todd Phillips, where's our sequel? Or anyone that wants to take a joke at it, get it. Yeah. Then you got Kevin Costner. Like I said for the Dennis Quaid thing, he's one of my favorite versions of Wyatt Earp. Great amazing cast, crew, and everything. Then you got Dances with Wolves. This is probably the one that made me love Kevin. Right? I think I own almost all these movies. I think I broke Wyatt Earp. I don't have, like, the other two that I mentioned. But, like, I own Dances with Wolves. It actually features, like, his kids, which is fun, I guess. I think even his parents are, like, in a flashback little scene. Then you've got Silverado. It's one of my favorite westerns of all time. I like the Kevin Costner stuff, besides Wyatt Earp. There's this really fun story, in a way, I guess. Kevin was in this movie called Big Chill. His character, died, let's just say. Yeah, his character died. Just in case, like, if I get a violation or whatever, like, if I say exactly what happened. And, pardon me. His character scenes got completely cut out of the movie. And then the director, Lawrence Kasdan, called him like a year later for Silverado. He's also important to films than Untouchables, and the greatest films of all time. One of the greatest mafia films there is not The Godfather. Speaking of that, Marlon Brando was in it, and I swear to God, I meant to say Robert De Niro, not Marlon Brando. And like Sean Connery, Andy Garcia, and a few other people. You've got Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Christian Slater, late great Sean Connery, and Morgan Freeman and Alan Rickman, and The Bodyguard, one of my other favorite Kevin movies with late great Whitney Houston. Maybe we'll see a reboot. There's supposed to be this movie called I Want to Dance with Somebody, which is supposed to be like a Whitney Houston biopic, so maybe we'll see somebody as Kevin or like a de-aged feature for Kevin Costner. Then you got Kiefer Sutherland. He's known for screaming, "Damn it, Chloe!" at the top of his lungs in 24 to like a ticking clock thingy, and the episodes are like an hour long, and it's usually 24 episodes. Maybe we'll get a revival of that. He's known for this film that probably brought you into the, like, your interest or introduced you to vampires in the film Lost Boys with like, Corey Feldman and a few other amazing people. He's in this, I don't think it's scary, but like this movie called Stand By Me. It's a Stephen King movie, I think based off this book called The Body or something. He's in this TV series that I've yet to actually see called The Fugitive. It's supposed to be like sort of like the Harrison Ford thingy, but it's supposed to be like a bomber instead of like the one-armed man killing the wife. Spoilers for The Fugitive. And Kiefer, I think, is supposed to be like the Tommy Lee Jones, like not the Harrison Ford, but like the Tommy Lee Jones guy. And he's known for teaming up with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez for Young Guns 1, and then Emilio Estevez, Lee Diamond Phillips, and a bunch of people for Young Guns 2. Give me a second. I'm like yawning, guys. I did not sleep well. Apparently yesterday I had to babysit, and he did not want to go to bed. He kept being like, "Auntie, what time is it?" Hence why my phone's also low too, even though I had to charge it last night. I have like 18 more, guys. And I just feel like I'm getting started. Then you got Lance Henriksen. He's known for teaching Damien Thorne who he really is in The Omen 2. He's one of the guys that goes up in that space movie, The Right Stuff, the one that has a bunch of guys I already said. He's known for chanting a Pumpkinhead to seek revenge against these like motorcyclists that killed his son. And he's known for saying, "To chuck the children." And this, like, I think it was the remake in like 2006 or whatever, When a Stranger Calls. Then you got Sir Laurence Olivier. He's known for doing a bunch of Shakespearean things. Like Hamlet, I think he did. He's the original Zeus in like 1980's Clash of the Titans. which I think like had Alec Guinness or Burgess Meredith, the guy that played Mickey in the remake in Rocky. And he's the other guy that I have a crush on for The Boys from Brazil, apparently. Then you got Liam Neeson, who actually was the remake version of Zeus in the 2010 one. He's known for saying, "I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want." Like saying that threatening quote in the movie Taken. He's known for writing the scary list that could actually happen in real life, especially due to the pandemic one of these days, called The Deadpool, which is like the final Dirty Harry movie. He's known for igniting his lightsaber and teaching us what midichlorians are, and then obviously in both Star Wars, and I put Kenobi in case, because like there's been a few little rumors here and there and stuff. And then he's known for writing this list that would save a bunch of Polish Jews by him going broke in Schindler's List. Then you got Lou Diamond Phillips. He's known for singing La Bamba, even though I may have been lip singing. He's known for the Western TV series called Longmire that I used to love, and he's known for riding horses and saving the rail, basically Young Guns 1 and Young Guns 2. Then you got Mads Mikkelsen. Guys, I'm in love with Mads Mikkelsen. You got him as the spine tingling, kind of younger version of Hannibal in the TV series Hannibal, Brian Fuller Reservoir Season 4. I loved it. Then you got this film that I usually talk about, I feel like, called The Hunt, like where he's an elementary school teacher worker and something happens. I'm not going to spoil it, type something happens. Yeah. You have obviously this guy's work in Rogue One. Maybe we'll see him in Cassian Andor or like a de-aged younger. And he's actually one of the people that goes and almost helps defeat this creature called the Kraken in the remake version of Clash of the Titans, the Liam Neeson one. Oh, great. Then you got Marlon Brando. He's known for screaming on the streets, "Hey, Stella!" I actually have a friend on Facebook named Stella, and I usually send her that gift. Yeah, I've never seen the movie. He's known for teaching us what kryptonites are, introducing me to like Christopher Reeve probably, because I don't think I had heard of his name before then, and probably like Gene Hackman around then. And he's known for taunting you that "I'll make him off, you can't refuse" in The Godfather. I'm curious I forget who, his name just slipped my brain. Somebody is supposed to do this movie or something called Francis and the Godfather. And it's supposed to be Oscar Isaac as Francis Ford Coppola, the director of The Godfather. And Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be the producer, Robert Evans. And it's like this. I'm curious who they're going to get for like a younger Brando in them. I kind of think that they're probably going to either like de-age Marlon Brando, because in part 2 of The Godfather, Robert De Niro is the younger version. Or maybe they'll like just get arch footage of these people, especially the people that are not around anymore. I forget what his name is, but the guy that played Fredo, one of the Corleone brothers, he's also dead. Abe Vigoda, I think, is dead. And then, but yeah. Then you got this guy named Michael Green. He's one of my new celebrity crushes, God. He's the guy that I mentioned in the Chaos Factor, really kind of confusing movie. He's the one that sets up this guy named William Peterson, who I used to have a crush on, to go in and defeat William Dafoe, who's like a famous counterfeiter, and he was on an episode of Baywatch that I loved. He's apparently on another episode, but I've yet to see that one. Then you got this guy named Paul Guilfoyle. He leads the team, including William Peterson, on the series called CSI, and he's a really funny, like, drug addict guy in Three Men Baby. That, like, 1990s movie or whatever. Then you got this guy named Peter Wingfield. He's known for being the legendary Immortal, I believe. Methos in the series Highlander. That's all I've got. And this TV show that's sort of like, there's some English one called, based around the series called Casualty, called Holby City. Then you got Robert De Niro. He is known for screaming or just randomly out loud saying, "You talking to me?" against like Harvey Keitel and a bunch of other people in Taxi Driver, and introducing you to, I think it was a young Jodie Foster. He's known for giving me spine-chilling fears in Cape Fear, actually, as Max Cady, the evil rapist, serial killer, and stuff. You've got Murray Franklin in The Joker, which mixes together Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, I believe it was. And obviously The Untouchables as Al Capone, one of the greatest mobsters of all time. Then you got this guy named Robert Taylor. He's an Australian actor, by the way, because there's another one that's non-Australian, I think. He's on the series called Longmire that I used to love with Lee Jem Phillips in it. He's one of the guys that goes on this expedition with Ben Mendelsohn and them in Vertical Limit, and he's in this shark movie called Meg, which is sort of like Jaws with Jason Statham in it. Then you got Sam Neill. He does something villainous kind of in this movie called The Piano. I'm not going to go into details. He's known for taking off his sunglasses, I think it was, to the for Jurassic Park. Spoiler / non-spoiler in case you guys don't like read the internet or whatever, but Sam, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum are officially back for Jurassic World 3. He's known for being in the non-animal talking, non-animal singing version of The Jungle Book, which has Carrie Elwes and the Princess Bride. And he's known for being an adult version of one of my favorite horror characters, Damien Thorne in Omen 3. Then you've got Scott Glenn. He's the last guy on this list. Thank you, Jesus. That I put for the movie The Right Stuff, you know, the astronaut one with a bunch of my crushes in it. He's Kevin Costner's little brother in the movie Silverado, one of the greatest amazing westerns of all time, and he's John Crawford in Silence of the Lambs. Then you got the late great Sir Sean Connery. He's known for rolling on the floor to that famous gun barrel sound that he was in this movie called Robin and Marion with like Audrey Hepburn and like great Richard Harris and a few other people, I think. Robert Shaw from like Jaws was also in it, and then he was in Kevin Costner's Robin Hood as Marion's like cousin or whatever, Richard Lionheart. He's also in the movie Highlander, which is probably like a prequel or something like that to the TV series Highlander, because like there's this character Duncan or something who is in one of the Highlander ones, and then maybe that character has a son who was the one in the other Highlander thing, and he's known for helping Kevin Costner and his team defeat the evil Al Capone. Then you got Sean Penn. I think he's known for playing a gay rights activist or whatever, named Harvey Milk. He's in this film called Dead Man Walking, really great, amazing film. I think I did watch that in like high school or something. He's in Mystic River, directed by Clint Eastwood, based off of a book, I believe, and it has like Kevin Bacon and a bunch of other people in it, and I Am Sam. Kind of really sad movie. Makes me feel sad for his character because I'm kind of disabled. I have like a little learning and a speech one. And I forget, but I think that's what his character had. Like a speech one or a memory one or something. Or you can now like keep his job and then his character's daughter got taken away or something. Too bad this isn't live. Jackson would probably be like, Taika, Shannon loves you. Then you got Taika Waititi. Guys, I'm gonna die. He's known for directing and taking a turn with the cinematic universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, for Thor Ragnarok, and maybe Thor Love and Thunder. Just because it brought a little bit of comedy to it. Then he's known for doing one of the greatest like finales ever to a series season of Mandalorian. It was like one of the greatest episodes, which gave Kathleen Kennedy or whoever the right to hire him for a Star Wars movie down the line. 2023, 2025, 2027 or whatever, could be either one of them. Unless it's like a Sega and then like he does 2023, 2025 with him as well, then 2027. Or maybe like they'll pull what they did with the like sequel trilogy. Like they'll get JJ Ryan for episode 8, like they did for JJ 7, 8, and then 9 could be somebody else or whatever. Or maybe it will be like that though, like a 3 trilogy of Taika. But he just does the first one, then somebody does that one. Kevin Feige is supposed to do your film as well. You got Jojo Rabbit, where he plays a fictional comedic version of Hitler with some great amazing cast, including Scarlett Johansson speaking Marvel Cinematic Universe, and Sam Rockwell also speaking of that, because I think he was the villain or something in one of the kind of villains in Iron Man 2. And we got What Did We Do in the Shadows as well. It's a really great, amazing TV show. I've never seen it, but I've heard great things. There's also a movie based on it. Then you got William Fichtner. He's known for making Armie Hammer and Johnny Depp fight for their right as the Lone Ranger and Toto or whatever. Kimasabi, whatever. In Lone Ranger, like the movie. There was this TV series I used to love called Prison Break. I'm giving that away. Because I'm moving. So it's like, yeah. Because I don't watch it anymore either. Like, his character wasn't in the last season that I watched, so that's probably as well. And plus, they're, like, unopened and stuff. Once again, he's Ed Lautner's remake version in The Longest Yard, like the 2004 or whatever one that I mentioned with James Cromwell earlier. And he helps out Ben Affleck and them return home safely in Armageddon. Then you got William Holden. He's known for being this famous character named Holden Pike, Pike Bishop in The Wild Bunch. I can always see what Mel Gibson does with a reboot, because he's supposed to do it. I think he got killed by the late great Alec Guinness in Bridge in the River Kwai, actually. And he's in the original Sabrina, which had like Audrey Hepburn, and Harrison Ford was actually in a remake version of that, but I don't know if it was Harrison's character or was it this guy named Greg Kinnear's. And he's known too as like Damon Thorne's adoptive uncle. Then you got William Peterson. He's known for kind of giving you the creeps as like an overprotective father to like a daughter played by Reese Witherspoon, who like has an abusive boyfriend in the movie Fear. He plays Michael Green's partner in crime. And Michael Green and like Christopher Alpert, I think that they like leave kind of a trail of breadcrumbs to kind of find the killer, also known as like the counterfeiter / William Dafoe, to Live and Die in LA. He's known for being Pat Garrett, the famous Westerner who apparently supposedly killed Billy the Kid. Why not? I forgot to mention that. He's known for leading a team with help of like that Paul Guilfoyle guy in CSI, and even like executive producer or whatever the series, but only executive produced that one. And then you got Manhunter, which I said is basically another version of Red Dragon. And that's it. You guys, I may go like react to that Kenobi fan trailer thingy